Hey guys, it's me, EODGamer here, and let me show you something incredible. A potion that doubles your effective HP. It's not even I'm running some kind of CI mage, right? 1 HP, so I get 2 HP, that's double for the title. No, I have about 2000 HP, and this potion over here gives me 2000 additional HP in the form of guard. Let's run you through it. Let's run the step-by-steps of this extra build that I'm doing over here to just give me more HP. Be it what it may, I just found this really interesting. I want to share with you guys educationally as well that this thing exists. Some of you are using regular potions, but if you can double your HP with this additional item and you're like super late game, all your items are already done, you are thinking what to spend your money on, maybe this video will give you an idea. But let's jump into it. What exactly makes this potion so good and how did I scale it up to get double my HP? So over here you can see this orange potion. It gives me everything else is like kind of normal, recovers 1100 HP, consumes some charges like a normal potion. But what makes it special is two things. One, you get instant recovery. So when I'm on low life, I press this button, it instantly heals, which takes away a lot of the requirements of a utility belt that some people are using, or even, for example, like ingenuity belt that a lot of people are wanting to use. This is like even better because in utility belt is 20%, this is 100% instant recovery, which is great when you're getting out of sticky situations. Very solid. Other than that, the part that makes it special is this excess life recovery added as guard for 10 seconds. Now, normally when you are at, like, let's say you take some damage, you start panicking, you press the potions, very often it overspills and a lot of the potions is wasted. So you have a lot of inefficiencies in the potion slot. This over here, any excess turns into a shield that is beyond your energy shield. So word for word, guard is basically a buff that absorbs some damage from hit. This damage instance is taken before your life, before your energy shield, which basically increases your effective max HP. It lasts for 10 seconds, but if you have good hands, 10 seconds is a long time. It's basically a boss's maybe full rotation, 2 full rotations of his attacks, and a lot of BS that goes on like breaches and stuff. If you just want some additional survivability, maybe you get hit once or twice, this is a massive saver. It doubles your HP, it's crazy. So a huge tip that I have, and this is a caveat for any of you who are looking at this item, 150% is the worst for this potion. Some people think the number bigger better, but actually it increases charges used is a downside. I don't know why GGG likes to do this with the upside, positives and negatives with the items. Can't they just remove this line? But 150% worse is consumes 25 charges, which means you can only press it 3 times. Over here with 100 charges, at least with a bit of regen that I will show you in a bit, I can actually press it more often. So 100% is the more optimal, 150% increased charges per use is the lesser of the two options. Now, this thing over here stacks with other life recovery skills, other life recovery things in the tree. For example, let me show you over here. I just intentionally got it just for the sake of this video, but stuff like this, 10% increased life recovery, 20% increased life and mana recovery, an additional 10% over here, all of these stack up. At the same time, you also have nice items like the Alchemist Boon over here that allows you to have a good amounts of Flask charges per second. At the same time, you can take on Herbalism. This is just for the demonstration of how I'm stacking so much HP, but base value you get 1k plus, which is still a 50% increase for my HP, which is still very massive for an item that mostly is just a common item, like a life pot or something. Over here, 30% additional, and at the same time, if I press the button, if I'm playing with allies, if I'm playing with like minions and stuff, everyone gets a burst healing for me. So I'm like a team cleric healing everyone for about 700 HP instantly, which it might save some of your friends' life, especially if you're playing with people who rely on you to carry them. This could be quite interesting as well with this Alchemist Boon over here with the insta heal that it provides. So this one gives a lot of multipliers altogether, and there are way more. If I was a Pathfinder and wasn't like a Deadeye, I might have even more ability to scale this up. So unfortunately, I'm not, but I just found this interesting reaction. Now, the biggest downside of Life Flask in general and what stops and prevents it from shining truly, of course, there was a workaround that we found, I'll share with you in a bit, is that you cannot press potions when you're full HP. Now I'm full HP and I try to spam my 1 button, nothing is happening, I don't get any guard, which makes this potion very counterintuitive because I have to take damage before I can get the guard. And most of the time, at higher tiers in important fights, if you are taking damage, you most likely are dead already a large amount of time, especially in like boss fights. So the bigger question is, how can we force the guard to proc so that we are able to have this massive 2 times HP? And the trick actually comes in with a very, very simple skill gem. Every class, of course, you have a different set of skills that you might use. For me, I'm focusing on Orb of Storms because I hardly use this except for boss fights. Maybe I slap on 1 or 2. What I do is I add this extraction in. So extraction sacrifices life when I use a spell. I don't care about the additional chaos damage. I want to lose the life. Minimal, least amount of effort, don't have to retoggle my skill tree. If you have additional slots in like your spells, maybe you have access, you can just slap it in, it does the exact same effect. And this way, I force myself to lose some HP. So as you can see, if I use my Orb of Storms now, I actually lose some HP. Normally, this wouldn't happen, but if I keep spamming it over here, you can see my HP just runs down. And now, when I lose a little bit of HP, I can then use my potions over here and just watch this. Normally, potions will take a while to fill up. This, if I press 1 right now, is an insta heal, instantly heals, and I get 300 extra guard that's provided to me at basically 0 life. It max heals, additional guard. Really, really incredible, especially if you're getting out of jail situations where you need like a huge life-saving pot. But that's not the best part, because if I just press it once, if I'm entering a sticky situation, or maybe I'm feeling like I'm going to a dangerous breach or something like that, now I just press the Orb of Storms 1, and then I hold my 1 key just to use 1 potion, and you can see now over here, I have a guard of 2077, which is practically truly double my HP, and maybe just slightly like 10 or 20 less than that. But it's incredible that you have this guard. Every time I do this combo, I press E, I press 1, I get the whole entire stat back, which is very, very nice because I have a lot of safety. I double my HP wherever I'm walking in, especially in harder fights. If I have 3 charges available, and of course, with my Alchemist boon and other stuff that allows me to regen charges a long period of time, I can just roam around the map, kill monsters, enter hard fight. I use like 30 seconds of double HP, and then I exit. Really much of like the Headhunter kind of style where you're into adrenaline modes, burst modes where you're really, really entering hard fights. There is a second part. I'll show you how else another potion is also quite interesting as a value add. But let's go in first with the deserted map to show you what it looks like in practice and why it's quite fun to play. So here, just a random map that I'm going for. Hopefully I can demonstrate. I'm not going to hit the enemies. I'm just going to show you. So I press E real quick. I increase my HP. They do some BS hitting me, but you can see I'm not even taking any damage. My evasion is kicking in, and when it gets too low, I just do it again. Now my guard goes up, goes too low, I can do it again. Now my guard goes down. I'm not even taking any damage in this instance. And of course, when it's time, I can just like shoot them a few times, get some charges back. But basically a lot of damage is protected and saving me from a lot of BS that the game throws at me, especially in harder fights. So that's a demonstration of what it looks like, how it adds additional utility for your overall builds. If you're finding this video helpful so far, you like this interesting kind of content, do give me a like, subscribe for more information. And we have other videos where we do like trading. This is more focused on a market channel, but I just was buying some stuff out and I saw this is quite interesting. I like this item quite a bit. It looks quite fun to play as well. The second part of this video is it doesn't really combo 100% well, but for those of you who don't like this life leech mechanic, there is another way to actually prop this your own self. So if I wanted to prop, for example, Orof Resolve, the guard effect, so that I can press the button, and I don't want the enemies to hit me, and I don't like the idea of sacrificing life, another way you can do this is actually through this other potion over here. Of course, this is like totally not necessary. It's a bit excessive at this point. It's not really required. I find the first method a lot cheaper. But what this is you use a potion, you instantly get back all your mana. Very similar logic. So I spend all my mana, I press 2, all the mana comes back, and at the same time, this kind of has an effect of damaging me. So you can see this pulse, and then after that, it has a chance, 1 more pulse, and then it has an instance of damage that it can do to you. So I dodged that, which is not really very, very good, which is why I say this is not exactly perfect. But now let me show you, if I spam the potion over here, and if you do not have dodge, you do have a maybe thinner energy shield, you don't have energy shields at all, you can see straight away it takes off a lot of my energy shield. If it just like was one instance, you don't have avoid, you will probably be like hit with a bit less, and that way you can press your E, so you can get a very nice full mana restore as well as guard at the same time. So this is another trick that it procs. At the same time, this potion also procs the charm, because this damage that you do to yourself is considered chaos damage, and it procs the charm. So for any of you who are trying to forcefully proc your charms to get any damage M, this is also another interesting strategy, and all 3 of them can work together Unfortunately, I'm not a Pathfinder or anyone that can use this ability to much stronger, but I just found it's very interesting. If any of you have any ideas that you are thinking of after knowing this, let me know in the comments below as well. I'll be happy to explore and understand more about the game. It's such a broad game, and I hope you guys are having fun as I am. Thank you guys again so much for watching. If you like this kind of content, again, check out these 2 other videos, which I think you might like as well. See you guys in the next video.